Right, hello, lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where who said dead rubbers were boring, eh? Not me, my bloody team, but who knew dead rubbers were deadlier than an Australian eastern brown snake? Not me either. But before we go any further, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to help the channel grow. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, what can we give a name to that game? You know, there's a lot of ways we could describe it. I think the best way to describe it is to give it a title, you know. The cost of winning. Celtic Park, silent but deadly. To kill a Kyogo. Actually, that one was pretty terrible. That last one was, yeah, we'll scratch that. But look, honestly, I can't think of a better word to describe that game than ironic, you know. Celtic put out a completely different starting 11, literally for the purpose to save players from getting injured and missing out on football. And then what goes and happens? Our star player, our star striker, gets injured. Mental, isn't it? Like, you can't help but laugh at how unlucky Celtic have been this season with injuries. Literally, I cannot remember a more injury-plagued season for Celtic. I've only been watching Celtic consistently for maybe 4 or 5 years. But at the same time, I don't remember it being this bad at all. And look, I don't think the injuries have ever came at a more crucial time for Celtic. It's terrible. It's literally shocking how bad it is. Look, you've got Jota and Kyogo. Both now are going to miss the League Cup final. That's pretty much an assurance, especially if Kyogo's pulled up with a hamstring issue, which it appears to be. They're both going to miss the League Cup final without a doubt. Then you've also got the chance that Kyogo and Jota are both going to miss the January 2nd clash. And if they both miss that clash, well, we're going to be on the ropes, because you look at what else we've got. We've got Giacomakis. He just finished minor knee surgery. I think was minor knee surgery. So that's going to take at least 6 weeks to recover from with rehab. You got Albion Ayeti. I don't know what he's done to himself, but he's going to be out. So Celtic are literally down to the bare bones in terms of the attack, and we don't have a single recognised striker fit at the moment at this club. So you look at what options we do have. You know, you've got Mikey Johnston. We could play through him through the middle for a few weeks or so. You could bring up Joey Dawson from the B team. That's an option. You could recall Scott Robertson on loan. He's on loan at the moment. You could recall him. Speaking of loans, you could also recall Lee Griffiths if worse comes to worse. I'm sure he. That's not happen. I hope it doesn't happen. Then Celtic could also, you know, sign a striker who's not with the club right now, a free transfer. That would be an option for Ange. You've also got special transfer dispensation. I don't know the rules surrounding that, but Celtic could inquire into that and inquire bringing someone like Dyson Maida to the club early. I think that's extremely unlikely, but they're all options nonetheless, and we need to figure out something, because I don't know what Celtic's front three is going to be against Motherwell on the weekend. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And if you I don't know what we're going to play. And if you can't tell by the tone of my voice, I am worried. I am very, very worried as to what's going to happen, and I'm very worried as to how we're going to score goals, because we definitely still have a strong midfield, and obviously goals come from the midfield. You've got players like Tom Rogic who can create something out of nothing. David Turnbull, who's got a weapon of a shot on him. But not every single goal is going to be a Tom Rogic masterclass. Not every single goal is going to be, you know, a long shot from David Turnbull. We can't be scoring goals that way, because otherwise we're not going to be scoring any goals. And then you look at the front three that Celtic finished the game off tonight. I'm pretty sure it was Henderson, Abada, and Johnston. Now, good enough for Europe. I mean, not good enough for Europe, but, you know, it worked tonight because Betis was so open in defence, pushing for a winner. They did really well in the counter-attack, but against teams who are going to lock up, sit back, and defend, I don't see those three players breaking open a defensive line. You see it. We've seen it with Abada. You've seen Johnston is very poor, I guess we could say, when it's coming up, when making the right decisions. And Henderson, he scored a goal today, and fair play to him for that. But we haven't seen anything from him this season. And look, we do have James Forrest still to return. That softens the blow a bit. But look, I think if we're having to play him week in, week out, match in, match out, the odds of him getting injured is so astronomically high that it's a real issue. I'm really concerned. But look, we've got, at the end of the day, I am disappointed. I'm really disappointed that Kyogo got injured. Am I blaming Ange for bringing Kyogo on? No, not necessarily. I think it would have been smarter to bring on Ewan Henderson for Ajeti. I still think maybe Kyogo definitely should have just stayed off the whole time. In hindsight, however, a wonderful thing. If Kyogo didn't get injured, no one would be complaining. But the fact he has got injured, it was the worst case scenario, and look what's happened. But we're Glasgow Celtic. We'll get through this without a doubt. Through thick and thin, we'll get through it, for better or for worse. Mini rant over. Onto the game. And I think, look, European football, it never disappoints. I can honestly say that was a joy of a match to watch, even if Celtic were on the back foot for a majority of the match. Look, it was very exciting, but very nervy as well. You know, we scored early with a header, a brilliant header, I must add, from Stephen Welsh, directing that into the bottom corner. I think that was really well done from him. Welsh had a great game. But then after that, Betis just came after us. They literally just pounded us. They had 19 shots. I'd say half of them, 19 shots, not including goals on target, I'd say half of those shots skimmed past the post or past the crossbar by a couple inches. And then, you had 3 or 4 more that actually did struck the crossbar or struck the post. And it had, heart in your mouth, because you could just tell, you could just see it was going to happen for Betis. But then, it happened. It did happen in the most unfortunate of ways to Scott Bain, rebound goal. It is what it, rebounds off the back of his foot. That's really unfortunate. But look, I think we were on the ropes on multiple occasions, and I think the goal was certainly coming. But I can't blame Celtic. When you're fielding 11 a B team, a literal B team, when you're fielding a B team who doesn't have much or no match experience, haven't played together, you're going to be ropey. The communication isn't going to be on point. And look, we had a B team. We had 2 debutants in that team, Liam Shaw and Osaze Urugide. I must say, however, very much impressed me, both lads. They've got heaps of raw talent. It isn't really refined or polished talent, but they've got heaps of raw talent. If they stay with Ange and stay with the team, I don't actually want to see him go out on loan or more. I've changed my perspective. I want to see him, keep training under Ange, and hopefully, because I think they will be getting more game time in the near future. But look, very impressed by both of them. That's what I got to say. And look, for a B team lineup, when you put 3 goals past the 3rd place team in La Liga, it's a very, very, very good accomplishment, we'll say. Because look, I think scoring 3 teams against Real Betis would have been very impressive. But the fact we did it with those players, I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying, it's just very impressive. I think hats off to how Celtic scored their goals today. We did very, very well with it. And look, the second goal, I must add, very good. I was blown away by Mikey Johnston in that second goal. He did extremely well to beat his man. He played in such a perfect pass in for Ewan Henderson. And I've got to say, congratulations to Mikey, and I've got to applaud him for that, because, he cops so much criticism from the Celtic supporters, myself included. I criticise Mikey Johnston because while he may have the talent, which we all know he has, he doesn't have the consistency. And I think moments like that showcase that talent. But now it's just about becoming consistent, because I can see Mikey Johnston playing as striker for the next few weeks, and he's going to need to be consistent up top if Celtic want to be performing well. But look, straight after that goal happened, Celtic conceded straight away. Very lax defending, left a gap open between Nearbaton and Osaze, I think it was. Boya goes straight through. He slots it past Scott Bain, who had an okay game, couple shaky passes, but that's meh. And then, we're back at 2-2, but not even 5 minutes later. A frantic period of football this was. We get through, Abadi goes through, goes down in the box, Celtic win a penalty, David Turnbull, as cool as you like. Bottom binnage, sends the keeper the wrong way. Celtic find themselves 3-2 up with just over 15 or 10 minutes to go. I can't remember the exact time stamps, but it was a nervy final period of time. There was the one moment which we all know, 3 minutes before, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes before full time, and the 9 minutes of added on time. Lovely cross in from the 40-year-old Joaquin, and I don't know how, but Betis somehow header it off they header it into the ground from 3 yards out. It bounces up and hits the post. It was the crossbar, mental, rebounds. They get another shot away. Baton heads it off the line. It was, I was about to close my laptop. I was about to be furious if Celtic conceded then. Somehow we did it. hats off to luck, I guess, but it is what it is. We went out 3-2 winners and very happy. I think very happy with the result, very happy with how the B team performed. It shows that we do have some quality depth in the team and players who can be called upon in times of emergency. And, you know, we walk away, $535,000 payday, some cheeky coefficient points, some bragging rights. We are the best green and white team in the world, and we end the group on 9 points. And that is a very good feat, I'd say, because you look at the teams we had: Leverkusen, Ferencvaros, and Real Betis. Real Betis, third in La Liga. Leverkusen, third in Bundesliga. The fact we got 9 points from that group is absolutely incredible. I think 9 points would have qualified us to the knockouts for 4 other groups most notably the one including Rangers. They got out with 8 points, but they'll go out straight away. They'll draw like Dortmund and go out straight away. So I'm not too fussed on that. But look, 9 points, very good. Would have seen us qualify in 4 other groups, but you know, we don't do if, buts, and maybes on the channels. We do absolute, and the absolute fact is that Celtic are going down to the Conference League, a league which Brendan Rodgers apparently has no clue what goes on there. You know, just another great Brendan Rodgers quote for you. And look, I'm going to say it. And I'm probably going to kick myself next year. If we go out of the Europa Conference League in this next round, where we have to play the runners-up of one of the groups, I'd be embarrassed to be a Celtic fan, to be a supporter of the club, if we went out against one of those round of 32 teams, because honestly, they're just tin pot clubs at this point. Like, you look at them, none of them there actually, like, I think could give Celtic a challenge. I think Celtic breeze past every single second place club. Even Tottenham, bloody Tottenham. We will cruise past Antonio Conte's Tottenham without a doubt. And look, maybe they're not tin pot clubs. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but look, Celtic should comfortably be beating any of those teams over 2 legs. And after that, though, that's when it gets serious. That's when, you know, we're versing the group winners. We're versing the teams who go down from the Europa League. And I think that's when the competition really starts there. So we'll have to wait and see how that comes. But should be interesting regardless. However, that is all from me. So my man of the match tonight was this morning was probably Liam Scales. I'd have to say he put in a very solid shift. Raises the argument, does he start ahead of Greg Taylor? I think there's a case there. He's put forward a strong case. I think he's got a lot of great abilities. I think he lacks a bit of confidence, but with more game time, the confidence will just shoot up. I can assure you guys. But remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, hail.